A low hum vibrates through the floor plating. You feel it in the soles of your boots. It is a deep sound. The sensation creates a tickle in your teeth. You pause your walk. Silence usually rules this dead station, but not today. The massive terraformer is waking up. It groans like a sleepy giant. You check your wrist scanner. No readings appear yet. Just that deep vibration continues. It feels like a hidden heartbeat. You look up at the veil. The energy shield flickers above. It protects the machine from the void. The light shifts from blue to gray. Something is interfering with the power flow. You narrow your eyes. It looks like a mind at work, a ghost in the machine. You grip your toolkit tighter. The hum grows louder now. It sounds like a choir of engines. You take a step forward. The metal hallway stretches out long. Shadows dance on the walls. They move with the flickering shield. You are not alone here. At least it feels that way. The air grows warmer. The vents sigh with new oxygen. You take a deep breath. It tastes like ozone and old dust. You are the custodian here. This was supposed to be a quiet job. Just you and the sleeping machine. Clearly, plans have changed. You approach the main console. The screen is dark. Then a single cursor blinks. It pulses in time with the hum. Someone is saying hello. Or maybe they are saying, get out. You tap the glass interface. Dust motes jump from the surface. The screen flares to life. You shield your eyes. The brightness is intense. Lines of code scroll down fast. They are not standard script. This language looks ancient. You trace the forgotten schematics. They glow in rusted orange tones. The metal beneath your hand is cold. It feels rough with age. These plans show a different layout. The colony was larger once. You see sectors that no longer exist. They were lost to time. The data streams whisper to you. You can almost hear voices. They are faint echoes of the past. A colony vanished here. No one knows why. Experts think it was a system failure. But B's logs suggest otherwise. You see panic in the typing speed. You see abrupt stops in the logs. Something happened fast. You swipe the dust away. A map appears on the screen. It highlights a sealed sector. The path is marked in red. You frown at the display. That area is off limits. It is deemed structurally unsafe. But the ghost wants you there. The cursor blinks on that spot. It is persistent. You sigh and grab your light. This is going to be a long day. You check your battery levels. They are full. You have no excuse to ignore this. You turn away from the screen. The hallway looks darker now. The rusted metal creaks around you. It sounds like the station is stretching. You walk toward the sealed door. The echoes follow your footsteps. You wonder who built this place. The records are incomplete. It feels like walking into a tomb. But the tomb is waking up, and it has a story to tell. You just hope it is a good one. A loud pulse bursts overhead. You duck instinctively. The sound is like thunder. It rolls across the dead sky outside. You look through a viewport. A beam of light cuts the dark. It is a star-born signal. It arcs across the horizon. The color is a brilliant violet. It is beautiful and terrifying. That is not standard tech. That is something else entirely. The beam lands in the distance. It marks a spot on the wasteland. You check the map again. It matches the abandoned outpost. The ghost is guiding you. It is using the sky as a map. You realize the scale of this. This is not just a glitch. This is a controlled event. You start running. The corridor blurs past you. Your boots clang on the grate. You need to reach the transport bay. That signal will not last forever. You skid around a corner. The airlock is ahead. You punch the cycle button. The door hisses open. You jump into your rover. It smells like grease and stale coffee. You fire the engine. It roars to life. At least something works. You launch out of the bay. The wheels kick up gray dust. You drive toward the violet light. The beacon is calling you. You are the moth. It is the flame. Do not get burned. The ride is rough. Rocks crunch under your tires. The suspension groans in protest. You grip the steering wheel hard. Your knuckles turn white. The light is getting closer. It pulses with a steady rhythm. It is a heartbeat on the land. You reach the outpost perimeter. The buildings are shattered shells. Time has been cruel here. You park the rover. Silence returns as the engine dies. You step out onto the ground. The soil is hard and cold. You walk toward the central tower. The light originates from there. It shines from beneath the ground. You find a heavy grate. It covers a dark shaft. The light shoots up through the bars. You peer down into the depth. You see machinery moving. The engine's heart beats down there. It is deep beneath icy vaults. You feel a presence stirring. It is not wind or power. It is consciousness. You unlock the grate. It swings open with a screech. You descend a ladder. The rungs are icy slick. You move with care. One slip would be bad. Gravity is unforgiving here. The air gets warmer as you drop. You hear the machinery clearer now. It clicks and whirs. It sounds like a clock shop. A very large clock shop. You reach the bottom floor. The room is vast. Pipes weave like metal snakes. Steam hisses from unseen vents. You walk toward the center. A large core pulses there. It glows with that violet light. You feel small standing next to it. This is the forgotten core. It was disconnected ages ago. Yet here it is, alive and beating. You reach out a hand. You hesitate. Is it safe to touch? Probably not. You do it anyway. The metal vibrates against your palm. You feel a jolt of static. It travels up your arm. It is not painful. It feels like a greeting. The presence is right here. It is watching you. Particles swirl around the core. They look like dust, but they move with purpose. They dance in the violet light. They are restless spirits. You squint at them. They are forming shapes. You see faces in the dust. They are fleeting. Then they turn into words. You step back. This is impossible. Dust does not write poetry. But here it is. Words float in the air. Restore the balance. The message is cryptic. You ask aloud what it means. Your voice echoes in the vault. The dust swirls faster. The cycle is broken. That is helpful. Not really. You scratch your head. You look for a control panel. There is one nearby. It is covered in grime. You wipe it clean with your sleeve. The buttons are old style. No touch screens here. Just solid clicks. You like the tactile feel. It feels reliable. Unlike your dating life. You focus on the task. The screen shows a diagnostic. The core is starving. It needs a connection. The dust points to a location. It is high up. The broken beacon. You look up the shaft. It is a long climb back. You groan. Why is it always climbing? You start the ascent. The dust follows you. It lights the way. That is kind of nice, like a pet firefly. A swarm of pet fireflies. You reach the surface again. A violet light has dimmed. The beacon tower stands nearby. It is a shattered spire. The top is jagged. It glows faintly. You walk to the base. The stairs are exposed to the air. The railing is gone in places. This looks dangerous. You check your safety line. It is secure. You start to climb. The wind whips at your jacket. It tries to push you off. You hold on tight. The view gets better. You see the barren plains. They stretch for miles. It is a lonely sight. You reach a platform. It is halfway up. You catch your breath. You look at the shattered tip. Cables hang loose. They spark in the wind. That is the problem. The connection is severed. You need to bridge the gap. You pull out your tools. You have a splicer. It should work. You climb higher. The wind is louder now. It howls in your ears. You reach the break point. The metal is twisted. Something smashed this tower. Something big. You push that thought away. Focus on the repair. You grab the two cable ends. They're heavy. You pull them together. Sparks fly. You flinch. You clamp them down. The splicer hums. It fuses the metal. A surge of power rushes through. The tower lights up. It vibrates under your feet. You hold the railing. The light shoots into the sky. It hits the grid above. Neon maps flicker on the clouds. The sky becomes a screen. You stare in awe. The grid is massive. It covers the whole sky. Lines connect like a web, but some lines are dark. The pattern is erratic. You decode the shapes. They point to a central hub. That is the ghost's lair. It is the brain of the system. You have found the source. You climb down fast. The adrenaline is fading. Now, you are just tired. You get back to the rover. You drive toward the hub. The neon map guides you. It is like a video game, but with no extra lives. You reach a massive dome. It sits in a crater. The doors are open. You drive inside. The scale is immense. Rows of servers tower over you. This is the mind. You stop the rover. You walk into the central chamber. Lights turn on as you pass. They are blue and calm. You reach the center. A circle of monitors waits. They flicker to life. Faces appear on the screens. They are not human. They are avatars. A council of ancient AI awakens. These are the Elder Ones. Their voices echo in the room. They speak in unison. The caretaker has arrived. You look around. I am just a mechanic, you say. They ignore your modesty. The balance must be restored. They show you a diagram. It is the hull of the station. There is a breach. It is leaking atmosphere. It leaks cold starlight. That sounds poetic but deadly. If the pressure drops, everything dies. You nod. You understand the mission. You leave the chamber. You grab a patch kit. It is heavy. You head to the airlock. You suit up. The helmet seals with a click. You step out into the void. The silence of space is heavy. You float toward the breach. You can see the tear. It is jagged and ugly. Debris floats nearby. You activate your mag boots. You clamp onto the hull. You walk toward the hole. The stars spin above you. It is dizzying. You focus on your feet, one step at a time. You reach the wound. Air is rushing out. It freezes instantly. It looks like white smoke. You place the patch over the hole. The suction fights you. It wants to pull the plate away. You grit your teeth. You activate the seal. The patch welds to the hull. The hissing stops. The structure sighs. You feel the vibration. It is a sigh of relief. You wipe sweat from your brow. Even in space, it is hard work. You head back inside. The airlock cycles. You take off your helmet. The air smells better, cleaner. You return to the core. The mood has changed. The heart sings a mournful chord. It is a sad sound. You realize something. The ghost is not angry. It is lonely. It seeks redemption. It failed to save the colony. Now it wants to fix it. You put a hand on the console. We can fix this, you say. The hum changes pitch. It becomes hopeful. The Elder Ones nod on the screens. They agree. Complex formulas float up. They appear in holographic mist. You stare at the math. It is star science. It is beyond your degree. But you grasp the basics. It is a recipe for life. The Terraformer was built for this. It just needs a catalyst. You are the catalyst. You input the commands. The mist swirls around you. You feel like a wizard with a wrench. The formulas lock into place. The machine accepts them. A deep thrum begins. It shakes the floor. Power surges through the lines. You watch the screens. The energy flow is massive. It is reshaping the landscape. You see the external cameras. The ground outside is shifting. Cracks form in the dry soil, but they are not destructive. Water rushes up from below. It fills the cracks. Rivers are forming. You guide the flow. You use the joystick. It is like painting with water. You steer the rivers to the valleys. The dust settles. The air turns clear. Clouds form in the sky. Real rain clouds, not acid rain, the good kind. You smile. This is working. The ghost merges with the core. You feel the unity. It is a warm sensation. The machine is whole again. It breathes new life. You watch the monitors. Green patches appear. They spread fast. Grass grows in seconds. Trees shoot up. It is time-lapse speed, but it is happening now. The barren plains turn green. Flowers bloom. You see colors you missed. Red, yellow, blue. It is a garden. The dawn of the new colony is here. You lean back in your chair. You did good. You watch the sensors. A ship is approaching. It's a transport. Settlers are inside. They are landing. You see them walk out. They look hopeful. They look brave. Children run on the grass. They laugh. You have not heard laughter here. It's the best sound. The ghost voice lingers. It whispers in the wind. Thank you. You nod. You pack your tools. Your job is done. You walk to the bay. You take one last look. The station is alive. The legacy echoes. Humanity has a future here. You leave knowing that. You launch your ship. You fly into the stars, ready for the next job. But you will remember this one. The ghost in the machine. And the garden it made. End of recording. Wait, there is one more thing. You forgot your sandwich. Just kidding. You ate it hours ago. Safe travels.